Alex Ansary here. It is January 11th, 2017. Welcome to today's video. We're going to discuss the statements being made by China through their state media regarding Donald Trump's meeting with the president of Taiwan. It's not an accident this is happening. And it's all happening before Donald Trump is inaugurated. I want to thank that viewer that dropped the link in the last video, what you need to know about the coming war with China. And I watched a 20-minute video with a woman. I believe she had a British accent. And she was essentially breaking down the exact material that I am. And also discussing this growing obvious link between Donald Trump and Israel. For years, there are people that have blamed the Jews or blamed Israel, which I don't believe now at this point, are what would be believed to be the real Jews. But that aside, it is undeniable the Netanyahu-Donald Trump connection and the connection between Zuckerberg, Facebook, and Donald Trump, as well as the nation of Israel. She brought up in the video a statement by Donald Trump regarding a potential draft in the future. This comes as Trump also makes statements that if we have the nukes, we should use them and we should expand our arsenal. As we see the defense budget grow and grow and grow, regardless of the selection. I've also seen a number of Google ads, should Hillary be put in jail? That's not a Google. That was essentially 100% against Hillary Clinton or against Donald Trump and for Hillary Clinton. So the establishment media, establishment social media, establishment mainstream media, and in some cases, establishment mainstream alternative media. We see people literally working both sides. And with regards to CNN, CNN works up both sides. Trump supporters in the meantime are going to continue to be worked up about the hate crimes that are currently taking place in this nation. And I will say that there is a lot of anger. There is a lot of manufactured, not so civil unrest, violence, beatings. And this is why you see the constant media coverage. They don't bring all the parties to the table to actually talk about the issues. It's more of this name calling, and the people are falling into this. Oh, you're a racist Trump supporter. Oh, you're an idiot libtard. With very few people holding balance in the middle going, folks, hang on. I understand you're upset. I understand you're worried about where this nation is going. But most of you should know better with the information that you have access to that this is bigger than Trump, this is bigger than Obama, this is bigger than Bush. And the same could be said about each individual country that we may choose to look at. This is bigger than whoever's in charge in China, whoever's in charge in Russia. This is bigger than Putin. You know, this new world order that's being developed in the East. And so, as the United States continues its path, its war path, it will continue this pattern of selections taking America down a dark road. And yet, they'll have people fight about silly things like Obamacare. Yes, it's a real issue, especially with regards to the cost and the taxpayers, but is that the only issue? See how it's the only issue for some Americans, healthcare? And I said for years, well over 8 years ago, any government that clearly doesn't respect the lives of those overseas through the drone attacks, countries invaded, so on and so forth, and even not counting the bodies. Do you think a government like that cares about your health care? Or would give you adequate health care? As opposed to something that, heavily marked up drug prices and drug costs. Trump can say all he wants, the proof is in the pudding. Now, it's going to take some time for some people to realize the dark nature, some say the dark horse, the trump card, if you will, And I see the next year bringing us the illusion of prosperity through more big government spending, Trump's actual intervention in the free market, favoritisms between himself and his crony corporate friends. It's really not that difficult if you really want to create a certain amount of jobs and to have the media promote that, just like they did with Obama. And you're going to see establishment media that was wholeheartedly accused of being completely against Trump and 100% shills for Hillary Clinton. They work both sides. When it's convenient for them to push forward a certain narrative, they will. When it's convenient for people to say they're against Donald Trump, they will push that narrative. And then it seems almost accidental. A few months go by, people start changing their tune. People that Donald Trump was feuding with, many, many names have been presented to us regarding his potential cabinet picks. And so here we are on this 11th day of January, about a week away or so from the inauguration. In time, the conspiracy theories about Obama launching a war with Russia will subside. Reality will sink in. The words of Obama literally saying passing the baton to Donald Trump won't really be taken seriously by the very Obama critics. Not only did I predict the selection of Donald Trump by 3 months, I predicted an almost backslap type of thing, interaction between Obama and Trump. There is very close participation. It's very cordial. It is very polite. It is very orderly as you can imagine. But yet, what they want you to be focused on are the misleading statements building up to the fallacy that there is some war between Trump and Obama. As Trump says, you know what, all you Obama ambassadors, you need to get out now. Get out of those countries now. Oh, I'm not even in yet, but you need to get out now. And then it plays up. It plays up the idea of this artificial conflict between Trump and Obama. In other news, China has received quite a few Su-35 fighter jets from Russia. Putin will side with China. Putin will side with North Korea over the United States, over Donald Trump, regardless of the perceived cozy relationship between Putin and Trump. It's not really a relationship that a lot of people understand, but more than likely the truth of what we're dealing with is a world elite that has carved out a plan for a global conflict where the actual heads of state of the nations that will be engaged in the future conflict are more friends than foe. The future conflict is about turning man and woman against man and woman, and we're already seeing aspects of that already, and politically, even energetically or spiritually. There is a spiritual war, and I talk about that quite a bit on this channel. Subscribe today if you're new. And I spend a fair amount of time discussing that topic by itself without bringing in a whole bunch of news and headlines. But I'll also take this particular moment to focus on the actual black and white headlines, no speculation, things we can touch, feel, hear, taste, smell, perceive with other senses other than the five, and then discussing how our sixth sense or our intuition has been validated. I called Donald Trump as a selection for 2016-2017, and that it was reverse psychology. They were pretending to be against Trump. This is probably one of the biggest deceptions. In a way, it's an even bigger deception than the Barack Obama one. And I think in time, we're going to see more truth come out between the Hillary Clinton-Donald Trump association. 10 photos, 20 photos of them having drinks together. Same thing with Clinton and Putin. It's not enough. People are actually making excuses. Oh, no, they're just being diplomatic. They're not friends. They're just being diplomatic. Oh, no, never mind those champagne parties where you see Donald Trump next to Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton, and they're drinking champagne. Oh, no, that was back in the day, and he was a Democrat supporter back then. Now he's a Republican, and we are not supposed to question these things? There's supposedly a war on between, Donald Trump and CNN when CNN features Trump in 2003, 2004 to make that statement that he was against the war, only to see him now talk about going after the barbarians. With whose money? China's money and others. And don't discount the Trump-Saudi connection, because that's real as well. The Saudis, by the way, are a very corrupt entity. Sometimes I wonder who's really controlling that side of things, but it's very sick, the things that the Saudis have done to others in the Middle East. And so when you see Saudi Arabia, you see Israel, you see China, you see Russia, you see the United States, you see France, Germany, UK, other countries, you see Iran, you see North Korea. On one level, you have the split between the East and the West. On another level, the New World Order is already here, and it could be most evidently discussed and shown, documented, quantified through the cooperation in space. And these multiple massive, get off the planet, get your satellites out there, build your off-world bases, cloning technologies. You literally see a worldwide coalition. So we're going to see more things build with regards to this. You should also know that there are more stories about incursions between nation states over jets violating airspace. And so we have South Korea responding to China's jets. We have more stories about Japan responding to China coming up close to its aerospace, and then in some cases just turning around. What the hell is going on? So don't assume that this is all just going to pass. And don't assume that this is all random, that this is not predetermined, that this is not the master plan. This is the master plan. So being informed of the deception is incredibly powerful and useful to you. And you can use this knowledge to share with others that there is something bigger going on. This is not just simple, we're hating on Trump. People like myself and others have been independent for multiple administrations. I got involved in alternative media at the age of 24 in 2004. And I have seen many things come to pass. And I've seen many people in the conspiracy research community call it wrong. And even though Obama took us deeper into debt, and he played his role as a servant of the New World Order, Civilian Defense Army, other Alex Jones claims, you see actual patterns with people that actually created fringe conspiracy claims about Obama without actually dealing with the corruption that Obama was actually involved in, and expanding the war in the Middle East. Not Obama the Muslim, Obama the murderer of Muslims and Middle Eastern immigrants. You're not a friend of Middle Eastern immigrants. And it's Middle Eastern immigrants, not Muslim immigrants. Muslim is not a race. Islam is not a race. It is a religion. So when you see people constantly going, the Muslims, they're Muslims, the Middle Easterns are being demonized as radical jihadis whole scale. This is what's going on. And I would even say it's a form of white supremacy that is taking place right now in our nation. So they can create an immigration crisis, go, Islamic invasion over here, but you just bombed their countries, and then you dispatched them and brought them here, and then created situations to where there would be tension. And then the reports they're getting this much money, that much money, when in reality there's also a lot of horrible things happening to immigrants in Europe, like their children being kidnapped by the child sex trafficking industry. And you can read about that if you would like to. But that's up to you. That's up to you to seek out the truth and apply it in your own life. As for myself, on this channel, as we move forward towards the 2020s, where I see a lot of this erupting, I'm going to keep you updated on the play-by-play as we approach these particular events. For now, I'm Alex Ansari, sign off from Southwest Colorado, January 11th, 2017.